One of my favorite quotes is by a motivational speaker named Les Brown. And he says, "You will fail your way to success." What's happening, guys? My name is Emmanuel. I am the founder of LiveFree Fx. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 lessons I have learned from some of my worst trading days. Let's get right into it. So the first lesson is that it happens to all of us. The seasoned trader, the disciplined trader, the guy who you're looking at your IG right now with the Lambo and the house, they are taking losses. Losses happens to all of us. And this is something that I didn't learn until later on in my trading career. Because when I first started, my mentor who introduced me into the business was like, I never take losses. Losses are not, a part of my game. I don't lose. So as a developing trader, when I would have these losing experiences, I felt like there was something wrong with me. Why am I losing, right? And that made me internalize the losses even more. And I carried it for months and years. And what happened was I started to develop a negative relationship with losing. Every time I would lose a trade, it was like I had lost my entire account, because I wasn't supposed to lose, and that was the thought process. So wherever you are in your journey right now, wherever you find yourself, right, whether you are starting out, whether you are still an aspiring trader looking to become a full-time trader, I want you to understand that it happens to all of us. Losses is a part of trading. And one of the best gifts that you can give yourself is to develop a good relationship with losing. As the quote says, you will fail your way to success. And there's a lot that you can learn from your losses. Another lesson that I discovered is managing your expectations. Managing your expectations come in the form in many forms, but one of the forms that I want to talk about is, trade related and charts related. When I first started trading, I would look to capture 100 to 200 pips, because when you're starting out, you don't have a whole lot of capital, right? So you're looking to make as much money as possible. So if you have an account size, maybe 2,000, 3,000, right? You want to make, 100 pips, 200 pips, because that means you're going to be making a lot more money. Unfortunately, with a strategy like that, the market is not always going to give you 100 peps or 200 peps every single day. So when you are taking a trade, you have to understand that, and you have to understand that the market gives and the market takes. When the market gives you, you have to start to take. And what this means is when you take a trade and you're maybe aiming for 100 peps, put yourself in a position where you can capture something out of that 100 pips. Maybe, take 30 pips off the table, because that is something that the market will likely give you consistently across the board. If you're trading a pair like euro dollar, if you're trading gold, you can get 30 pips pretty, easily. If you're trading dollar CAD, right, the market will give you 30 to 40 pips consistently. But if you consistently only go for, bigger objectives, and you don't focus on collecting smaller objectives, right, you are getting yourself out of the game. So managing your expectations means that you're being realistic with yourself. You're being true to yourself, that the market's not going to give you those big home runs every single day. And that's one of the things that really transformed my trading, because it made me feel more comfortable with what I was going for, and allowed me to control my emotions from a greed standpoint, right? So manage your expectations, manage your trade, and just focus on collecting what the market gives you. The next lesson I learned is the importance of letting go of your past. This is something that I talk a lot about in my trading community, because I see this a lot with developing traders, and sometimes even with seasoned traders as well. And letting go of your past simply means that you are not trading from your past experience. A lot of traders have taken losses. You've blown accounts. All of us have at some point in time taken a pretty bad loss. You might have taken a trade and lost a lot of money. You might have blown, your account, multiple accounts. But it's important to do the necessary work in order for you to move forward. And the necessary work is letting go of your past, not being held captive by it. So what do I mean by this? I remember, a time where I was trading and I had taken a pretty significant loss. It was more money. I quit my job to trade full-time, working for myself. It was a very exciting time in my life, and I was running on high because the past couple months had been really, really good. But I had taken one of the biggest losses that I had ever taken before. It was very tough, because in that moment, I knew it would happen again, because it felt like so real. It felt so, words can't even describe it. Guess what? I started to take bigger losses, and what I realized was I had to focus on my psychology, because the original loss that started it all, I hadn't worked through it, right? I didn't do anything to release it. I hadn't faced it. I hadn't looked at, okay, what happened in this situation? Why did I take this loss? Right? I avoided it because it was too traumatic. And this tends to happen a lot with traders, where it's like you lose money, you lose motivation, right? And part of losing motivation means that you're not going to be reflecting on your journal. You're not going to be looking back to say, okay, why did I lose? Because it's too much to face at that time. So what I discovered was that I needed to work through this. I needed to hire a psychologist. I needed to work with a professional, someone who was going to help me overcome my performance. Because in order for you to become the best possible trader that you have to become, you have to understand that performance is a big aspect of that. For example, if you're watching the NBA, players are in the slump, or maybe you're playing 2K, for example, and your player gets cold, for those people who play 2K. If you've had a cold streak, you have to go talk to someone. And a lot of you traders, if you're experiencing losses that are bigger than what you've ever experienced, or if you're just having a series of losses, it's important to do the work to release those losses, to let go of your past. Remember, you are not your past. Just because you lost yesterday doesn't mean you can't win today. Not letting your past hold you captive is one of the best ways that you can go from season to season winning. But in order to do that, you have to constantly look at what happened, learn from it, and move on, do the necessary work. And here at LiveFree, that's why we have performance coaches who are going to help you with the mental aspect of trading. And if you head over to our website, I also have a course that talks about the mental edge of trading, which breaks that down, how you can deal with losses, how your brain reacts with losing, and how you can manage your emotions so you can rise above and become the best possible trader that you can be. If you've stuck around for the entire video, I'm going to give you a nice, beautiful bonus. You can't talk about losses without talking about risk management. Really focusing on risk management and finding something that suits your personality in terms of objectives. What are you looking to make for the day, and what are you comfortable with losing? And when it comes to risk management, there are many strategies that you can use for risk management. I'm not even going to go about naming them, but the best risk management, I say, is what allows you to sleep at night. That's really it, because I can't tell you what fits you, right? Because trading, you have to make it fit you. So find a risk management that allows you to sleep at night. If you take a trade and you can sleep at night, that's good risk management. Ideally, the standard in terms of the trading industry is not risking more than 1 to 2% of your account, right? 3% to 5% if you're a little bit more on the aggressive end. Those are some of the lessons that I have learned from some of my worst trading days, and it's really transformed my trading experience, and it's really helped me in terms of a maturity standpoint and how I approach the market now. I wanted to share this with you because I don't know where you are in your journey, but wherever you are, I want you to know that your dream is possible, right? It is still possible for you to be the trader that you want to be, to make the type of money that you would like to make, to maybe quit your job and do this full time if it is what you are seeking. Just never give up. Never give up on what you're going after, because anything is possible. And when you take losses, if you're just taking a really bad loss, understand that you are going to fail your way to success. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the video for more content like this. Hope you guys are out there living free. Cheers.